welcome to Backstory Sessions. I'm your host, Matt. We hope you enjoy this episode.
Hey everybody, it's Kat, and I want to welcome you to this episode of Backstory Sessions. I'm joined today by my co-host, Matt. Hey Matt.
Hey, Kat. Hey, everyone. How are you?
It's been a bit since we've done an episode together, although
I mean, we
think
did last week together.
Well, was it last week?
I think so.
Well, I mean, we did shell games, so maybe it was like the week before.
Yeah, but I mean, we do intros every week.
Oh, well, yes. We do that, but it's not like, when we first started out, we were always like doing episodes where it was just us without a guest, for like a lot of the season. That's how we started out with
Oh,
just,
yeah. Understood.
yeah. So it's kind of like one of those times where we get to go back and just,
I think it was probably, right around Christmas?
yeah, maybe. It seems like that. That seems about right. And
Now I gotta look, because curious.
it's just kind of nice to be able to talk about the things coming up, and we're getting, I don't know what, about 3 or 4 episodes away from ending season 11. So
Yep,
it's just,
that's right. We got like 4 more, and we're gonna take a little break and revisit some things. So
yeah. So, all right. Well, I'm going to start with something that I find funny. Okay.
okay.
So, on Facebook, you can be, they can label you a digital creator if you,
Yes, you are a digital creator, I believe.
yeah, I mean, if you do that stuff. So I do that stuff. And so I've been labeled that. I've only been labeled a lot of stuff, but, in particular, if you like do well, like it's on a weekly basis, they can make you a rising star or something like that. So
What does that mean, actually?
according to the little thing they send you, it's like your metrics were really high, like, and I don't know if it's 1% of digital creators or something like that.
Is that
So
based on like how many people look at the stuff that you post, or?
it's followers looking at the stuff, commenting on the stuff, liking,
Okay.
interacting in some way with the stuff the content you post.
Right. Yeah.
So that's happened to me from time to time, and I guess not that surprising because I post a lot of things for backstory sessions, and now for the for the mystery meets, and so it's always nice when it happens, but this time it happened. And it's the funniest thing that kind of set me over the top. Has nothing to do with backstory sessions or mystery meets. It has to do with McDonald's.
Oh, yes. Yeah, I remember this.
Okay, so I'm fairly clueless in like the Happy Meal world and all of that because I don't have any little kids anymore, or
Right.
any grandkids, or I don't get the Happy Meal myself. I'm not like collecting toys or any
Are
of
you
that.
not happy?
Well, but this story is McHappy, or should I say Wick Happy? Okay, so I've taken a liking to these iced lattes, and
From McDonald's.
yes, from
Okay.
McDonald's.
Okay.
Well, it doesn't have to be from there, but I do like theirs. So
Right.
that happens to be, the handiest at times. So my cup, I seldom pay attention to details, but it was a clear cup, and half my drink was gone, and I happened to see that the MC was turned upside down, so it was a W.
Right.
Uh, Wick Donalds, and then the golden arches were turned upside down, so instead of an M, those are a W.
Right.
So I'm thinking, like, I've got a misprinted cup, like they printed this whole thing, like, you know,
You could sell that on
upside down.
eBay.
Yeah. Well, then over to the far right, you can see, like, Japanese letters or words. I just knew it was something I couldn't read, but I knew it was Japanese looking.
Right.
So I was like, well, it must mean something. But I mean, there's no artwork or anything to indicate that, it goes along with anything. So I'm just thinking, like I said, that they misprinted. So I decided to search, and I did, and found that, it has to do with anime. And apparently, at least I'm told, they didn't want to have copyright violations, so they turned from McDonald's to McDonald's,
Oh, no.
to
I was gonna
avoid that.
say, who's anime?
Yeah, well, so I used to teach a whole unit on Asian culture,
Uh-huh.
and we studied the arts, of Japan, China, etc. But anime was one of the things that we study. And so, I was like, okay, well, I would have gone a different route with it, but okay, that's what it is. But I
So,
took a picture.
so,
Yeah,
so I
a
don't
picture.
understand. So who printed the cups upside down?
Well, nobody did print it upside down, but apparently in anime, when they wanted to use McDonald's
Mm-hmm.
in their, work, it's been like a long-standing thing that they would, to avoid the copyright issue,
Right.
uh, they would make it McDonald's. So everybody that follows that would know, what it meant, I
Oh, I
guess.
see. Okay.
But I am not one of those,
Hmm.
so I had to read about it, to know. But like I said, all I was thinking was that it was, somebody not really paying attention to their job, and just like,
Right.
the printer, and just didn't want to like lose all that money. So, that's what I was thinking. Well, I mean, that post just blew up with people. And, but they were like so angry and acting like I was like stupid. And like that I was trying to make it a political post in some way.
Really?
Yeah. And I'm like, oh my gosh, all I was like
Hmm.
doing was just pointing out, that I didn't know what that was, and I looked it up, and here's what it is. So I hope that, I
So
hope you feel like
how did they turn it
celebrated.
into a political thing?
Well, apparently, apparently it implies that you feel like a conspiracy theory that China is taking over McDonald's, and
Oh. Hmm.
all of that kind of thing, like a and they're like, and you're stupid anyways because it's Japanese, and you don't even know the difference, and just things like that. Like, I mean, it was horrible. And I was like, oh my gosh, it's like, because I'm not going to be the one posting political things,
Right.
son. But
Yeah.
so I mean, not intentionally, but that just goes to show you, like, like you just never know. Like, something as innocent as a cup that you just don't understand could be taken. Like, I mean, there are people out there just waiting to jump on the political bandwagon.
Well, I think that's probably more, you know, it's just the way things are these days. People are a lot of keyboard warriors out there.
Yeah, well,
Anyway, so Facebook recognized you for this or something?
Yes, yes, they did. I am a rising star. So even, even if it was McDonald's that pushed me over the top or whatever, my metrics were very high in the 1%, and I did get my little rising star for the week. So,
So
yeah.
it's only for a week?
Yes, you get reevaluated every week, and your
Oh, I see.
star could go away, or, I guess that's supposed to be incentive. When you get it, it feels good. Like it's like getting a sticker or something at
Yeah,
school,
yeah.
and you just want to be good again so you can
Right, yeah.
yeah. And that probably never did work all that well, but
Well, that's interesting. Well, congratulations, I guess. And thank you, McDonald's, for you know
that's right.
helping Cat become a rising star.
I know. That's what people should be talking about instead of,
Yeah,
call
well.
me stupid. Yeah, are
you
you a
got
rising star?
You're a rising star, but apparently you're a stupid one.
You're a falling. You
uh,
going down.
yeah. All
I don't
right.
know.
All right.
Anyways,
What
I just
else?
thought that was funny. So,
What else
uh,
you got?
I have this is a busy time. We are getting ready for Easter, and I have to say, our Easter guest is going to be Rick Cosnet, and you know how excited that makes me.
Yeah. Can hardly wait.
Yes. So, I mean, he's just fascinating. It's been a bit since we got to talk to him, and
Yeah, it has been a while.
he has a great Easter suit. Like, oh my gosh, it's the perfect color, everything. So actually, he is aging backwards, I feel like. Like he looks younger now than he did the last time we interviewed him.
Well,
So
maybe
we
he's
got,
doing something right.
well, I mean, not to take away from Easter, because of course that, is a sacred holiday, and that is coming just so Rick is our guest on Easter, not
Mm-hmm.
connected with the holiday. It just happened to fall on our release day.
Right.
But we have our new Mystery Meets play, which is called Murder on the Mountain.
When is that?
And
When is that going to be?
that is going to be in April. I don't want to say the dates because I don't want to mess the dates, but
Okay.
I believe it's like 14th.
I don't want to mess him up, but I think it's the 14th.
So it's a Saturday.
Okay. Well, we'll
It
pick.
really is. It really is the 14th and the 21st. So the 14th will be in Barberville
Mm-hmm.
at Union College. Well, okay. Union College has changed their name now. So it will be at Union Commonwealth University at their theater, the Rector Little Theater.
Okay.
And that's in Barberville, Kentucky on the 14th. Then on the 21st, we'll be in Corbin, Kentucky, the train station.
Oh,
So,
cool.
yes, it's a really cool venue. And then, the pitch, the final pitch
Right.
contest.
Yeah. So you've been talking about this for a couple months now. Just want to
Yes.
give us a short thing about what that actually is.
Okay. Well, the date, I should start with the date, is the 27th of April.
Right. And that's
Okay.
going to be at the Pennington.
Yes, at the Pennington. And can you believe the irony of that?
Yeah, that's where you started Mystery Meats, is it not?
Yes, that is where it all began, just like KFC. And like,
There you go.
yeah. So that is going to be the place for the final pitch contest. There are 13 other entrepreneur businesses,
Right.
and we'll all be competing. You have 8 minutes to do your pitch, and then 3 to 5 minutes for the judges to ask you questions.
Mm-hmm.
And this is for $15,000 for your business.
So this is for predominantly new businesses in this
Yeah,
in the 606.
I do believe that like they can be so quote me on this, but I think some are like 1 to 3, like 1 to 3 years old or something.
Oh, okay.
So they don't have to be like new.
Right.
I mean, we're pretty like new
Yeah.
because we haven't even been a year yet. But
Right. You don't even have a billboard, as far as I know.
yeah, so you could have a billboard. Some businesses do that we're competing with, and some have been, in business longer than a year.
Right.
So it's very interesting. There's like coffee shops, there's a children's science museum,
Mm-hmm.
there are like a glamping, like if you're
Glamping? Oh, like camping, luxury camping?
yes,
Okay.
but, like kind of a
Yeah.
little bit
Right.
not on the outside as much.
Right. They have
So
someone
there,
who kills the bugs for you.
yeah, well, so there is a glamping business. There's a Ready Set Play is like a toy store type business. So there's really like a lot of different
Right.
types of businesses, and we just happen to be, quite unique. We're the only mobile dinner theater business, and we're really happy to be representing the arts, and also we're the first from Knox County. So,
So you have to tell them about your business and what you're doing and all that.
so you have 8 minutes to do the pitch. You tell them what inspired your business, what problem your business solves, how
Mm-hmm.
you solve it, what kind of traction do you have, like
Okay.
from the time you started going forward, are you gaining? Are you going backwards? Are you, and then the ask is what you would do with the money.
Oh, you got to
So,
tell them what you're going to do with the money.
yes.
Mm.
So, you got to do all, I mean, 8 minutes goes by, as you know, from the podcast. We just get started talking and 8 minutes are over.
Yeah. I mean, some go by really, really fast, and then others are like, holy crap.
Well, with me, it's going to seem like really,
Yes.
really
Well,
fast.
it's already been 18 minutes.
Yes. And I barely just told a McDonald's
Right.
story. So
Yes.
you can imagine if I'm summing up,
Yeah.
this will be our fifth show. So you can imagine, I mean, we've done 5 shows that we have written and performed, I mean, that's a lot in less than a
But
year.
so you performed some shows more than once, though. So this is not.
Oh, yes.
So
Yes.
this
Like,
isn't the fifth show. It's
well, it's the fifth show, but not the fifth performance
so it's the fifth new
show.
show that you're doing.
Yes, the fifth individual show.
Okay.
hmm
How many performances have you had?
Well, so, the very first one, we did 5 performances. So, yeah, we opened really strong. I mean, with 5.
Yeah.
And, then it's varied from mostly 3
Mm-hmm.
after that. And simply because when we very first opened, we opened at the end of July. And so we were kind of like a month and a little bit of a month. So we were able to get those 5 in.
Oh, I see.
Now it's just not possible to do that because, we're now on the monthly, every other month schedule. So
Right.
like for April, for instance, we so you have Easter, which is the end of March, then you have spring break, then we have 2 performance weekends, then you have the pitch.
Right.
So, obviously we have to spend some of the time preparing for the pitch. So 2 performances is all that the schedule will allow.
Hmm.
But certainly the show and the demand for the show is greater than just 2 performances. It's just that's all we can fit in right now.
Right. Understood. It takes a
Yeah.
lot to put one of those together.
Yeah. And everybody gets a free t-shirt because another thing that's happening in April is the eclipse.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I was reading something about that today, and I wanted to get your opinion on this.
Okay.
So apparently, I'm not sure where it is. It might be in Pennsylvania, where I am right now. because I don't remember the particulars of it, but there are actually hundreds of schools in the path of the solar eclipse, which happens, as you said, in April. And
April 8th.
apparently they're closing that day because it's going to be dark for part of the day.
Yes, there are schools here doing the same.
Is that not the dumbest thing you've ever heard?
Well, so that makes it sound dumb, but what they've been the way they spin it here is that it allows kids and their families to travel to, like there are in Western Kentucky is the big place here if you
Oh,
want to
for
get
viewing
like
it?
the maximum. So it allows families to travel if they want, to experience the eclipse together and learn about it. I mean, I guess too, like it could be a liability issue. I'm thinking,
How?
if like little Johnny got left on the playground and looked
Oh
up
my
at the
God.
sun. I mean, well, like ever since I started a business, I think about like everything like this. But
Oh, Lord. I mean, I could see, like, snow day, sure, give the kids off, whatever. Now we're having eclipse days?
yeah, we didn't get
Lord.
any of those when we were
No.
kids, did we?
I mean, wouldn't it be like a good opportunity to teach them something about, like, science?
Well, I was gonna say I think it was a good teaching opportunity, but
But no,
I'm
apparently we're going to
really
give them the day off because it might be
what do,
dark.
uh, what do we know? I mean,
Apparently not a lot.
well, here's something else you might not know. I learned this from the oven mitts, and I know that you know the oven mitt because,
I do, yes.
yeah, we have been there. But these eclipse glasses, because if you remember, in 2017 there was an eclipse,
Mm-hmm.
and many people have their glasses still from that.
Right.
But you need to check because they expire. So you definitely do not want to be looking at the eclipse through expired, you know, eclipse glasses.
Okay. That sounds
It's
like a scam to me, but I don't know.
well, you got to look on there.
All
It's
right.
like those COVID tests. They
Yeah,
got
yeah, yeah.
expiration dates, and you don't want to go blind, or
No,
something.
don't want to be staring at the sun for sure.
No. Now I did order, some bulk glasses for the play.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't really make any sense because the play's going to be right after the eclipse. So, they really won't be looking at the sun. But Murder on the Mountain is a play that, a family goes to the mountain, kind of a family mountain tradition, and to watch the eclipse and to scatter the ashes of their loved one. That
No.
was her. That was her request.
Mm-hmm.
So they will at least have on or with them the glasses to make it look like that they're really preparing for an eclipse. But if you put real eclipse glasses on, you can't see anything. So
Mm.
it's really, was not one of my better ideas.
Yeah,
I would
yeah.
have been better off to ask people, hey, anybody got expired,
Right, yeah. Bring us your
glasses
expired
out
glasses.
there?
Yeah.
But, live and learn. It is going to be I will say, it is our funniest play to date. People, people will laugh. Really, I think they're going to be really like, I don't even know what the response is going to be. This one is so funny and wild.
Okay. Well, there you go.
Yeah.
Sounds
So,
interesting.
well, and one more little bit of information is that there will not be another until 2044. So 20 years you have to wait for
Oh,
another.
for a solar eclipse?
Yes.
Wow.
So, So these glasses will not help you.
I think that you've just, wasted money buying eclipse glasses because they'll be expired by then, apparently.
Oh, yeah.
Hmm.
I think 3 years is what I was told, on most of them. But
Wow.
again, check the date on your own glasses because that could vary.
All right.
I'm not an expert on that.
Yeah, I don't think I have any eclipse glasses.
Well, I can hook you up.
Yeah.
Um, they have the little insert thing that say they're, like past the certification and all of that. So
Yeah.
I don't plan on looking directly into the sun.
Yeah, it doesn't sound like a good idea.
Yeah. I mean, I just don't, I'm just too skeptical. I'm a Scorpio, for God's sake. I'm not, just don't trust things like that.
All right.
So,
What else we got going on here? Let's see. So, big changes coming soon.
yeah. So I think you should tell us like some of those.
Yeah. So, what is the one thing? Well, I mean, there's multiple things, but what is one thing that backstory sessions does not have?
Um, does not have. We do not have a store.
That's true. We do not have a store, but pretty soon we will. So,
Woo! Then what will backstory sessions not have? We'll have everything.
that's right. So, we're going to be doing a website, and there'll be a store, and there will be maybe some merchandise available. Right now, I'm thinking like t-shirts and, maybe coffee mugs. I don't know.
Yes, people do love the tumblers with the little.
Right. I haven't worked all that out yet, but we are getting the website set up, and that'll be probably by the time that we come back. When did I say it was? May?
Yes, May.
Yeah, beginning of May, we should have the website and the store up and running, and there'll be some things on there, so it'll be kind of cool.
It'll be very cool. Yes, very, very cool.
Yeah, and then we'll be able to post some more information about our guests there, and episodes, and there'll be links to all the episodes, and all the social media and stuff like that. So, yeah, really excited about that. It's going to be interesting.
Well, I mean, I think you said this was going to be beginning our 5th year. We probably are in April, right? That's our
Uh,
fifth.
Actually, I believe March 20th, so it's almost like
So
today.
basically, this is our beginning of 5 years.
Yeah, I don't remember when the first day or when the first recording came out. I'd have to go back and look, but I believe it's in March that we started in, I don't know, 2019 or 2018 or whatever it was. 2019, I think.
Yeah, 2019. Awesome. Well, 5 years. It's time to have a website after that long.
Yeah, we haven't been really promoting as much as we should. And I mean, we do a good job in the Facebook group and all that, but, just opportunities to grow the audience and, offer some t-shirts and stuff. I think people will like that. And then put out some more information about the episodes.
Well, and I went through this with Mystery Meats. Like I kept saying, like, we don't need a website, like people go to social media at first.
Right.
But then I asked, several people in our group of Mystery Meats, and it's about split. Like a lot of people search for a website rather than social media.
Yeah.
So, it does lend some credibility when guests, potential guests or their agents want to look at our content.
Yeah.
I think having a website will just be a big plus.
Yeah, so in addition to the website, there's also going to be some more presence on social media. I think right now you have a like, I don't know, your backstory sessions cat or something, Twitter or
And Instagram.
Instagram. I'm sorry. So yeah, there's going to be a little bit more of that going on, and then I'm hoping to get on YouTube. So basically, there'll be the episodes you'll hear playing, and there'll be like, I don't know, some video. I don't know what it's going to be yet, but it certainly won't be us recording. So yeah,
And why not?
only well, I really don't want to be on camera. So
Okay, well, that's good enough reason. I do have, like some squirrels and different nature things that I could get video of. So
yeah, I'll let you know. So yeah, gonna be moving farther into the online presence for backstory sessions.
which is welcomed, of course.
Yeah, it's definitely time. 5 years, so excited about that. And we may even change the intro music for the episodes, and there's lots of things that are could happen. We'll see. All depends on how
Yeah.
much time I have.
I just cannot. Every time we talk about changing the intro and I start listening and I'll be like, oh, I like this one. And, like it's like shopping. Like I
Yeah,
just
yeah,
go from thing to thing, this thing. I'm like, oh, this one's great. This is great. Oh, and then I've got like, you know, 100 things that
yeah,
could be.
yeah. It's tough to pick music for sure.
Yeah, it surely is.
Yep. So yeah, there's that, and then so one of the things that I've wanted to do for a while now is get all the things that I've written. Like I've written lots of plays, and I got what 2, 3 books going right now, and there's some other stuff that I've written, and so I've been trying to think of a way to get it in one place because right now it's kind of spread out over like I have 2 tablets that I write on and my phone and all that. So I just want to get it all in one place. So I'm starting a Substack. Do you know what that is?
I do not.
So Substack is like Patreon. Patreon is where you go and, you post like, well, I don't know. Are you familiar with Patreon?
I am. I do know that. Yes.
Okay. What's your interpretation of Patreon?
Well, some people that I know that have gone that route, and it's worked very well, and other people not so much. So I think it depends on. I think it depends on how much work you put into it, and making sure that you're doing
Yeah.
it at the right time. I think.
Doing it at the right time.
Yeah, like, I mean, you need to be ready to go full force into promoting and asking and, uh,
So this is a place where you would post things like so a lot of podcasts use it for like extra
revenue
well not revenue but like they post
content that
yeah yeah yeah
it's like in the movie, like when you buy the DVD and you get the little extra stuff, like interviews and
yeah
things like that. Yeah.
okay so anyway I'm starting a Substack which is essentially the same as Patreon. I'm going to put all my writing projects there and people can come and read some stuff for free. And then if they want to read some other things, there might be a small charge for it. So, yeah, we'll see how that goes. But my goal is to release new content probably once a month at least. So, you'll be able to catch up on. I know we've talked about a bunch of different projects that I have going on, like Heart Shaped Box and Unstoppable and all that. You'll be able to read some of that stuff. at least initially, and then we'll see what happens with him down the road. But that's the plan for that.
Well, that's very exciting. I'm really glad to see you're writing to, be in one place like that. And I know that you'll have a lot of people that will love your writing. So,
Yeah, I may even put some song lyrics up there that I've done. We'll see. So,
well, I'm a fan, so I definitely will. I'll be there.
all right. All right. What else you got? Anything?
I mean, that's about all the time that I have is like taken up with, projects and things like that, getting ready for the pitch and the plays. And I will mention, it's a little bit further out. It's not until July. I haven't talked a whole lot about it. Boxes, that's going to be full length drama. The first drama that the Mystery Meets have performed. And this is a collaboration with the train station who,
Hmm.
they use the arts to work with veterans, like with PTSD and different things like that.
Right.
So, it's a really good fit for this play, because theater, of course, is an art. And we have a couple of people in the cast that, have been in the military. And I think a lot of people are going to relate to this play. So, I will be talking more about that as we get closer to July, but that's something definitely that I'm looking forward to. I like the comedies and I love the dinner theaters and what we're able to do with Mystery Meats, but it is nice to, just kind of like after a year to do a drama.
So is this going to be like a? So you said it's in conjunction with. I'm sorry. Who was it? The train station.
With a train station, yes.
Okay. So is this going to be like a mystery meets dinner theater kind of thing, or is this?
So this will not be dinner theater. It'll just be like more like going to see a standard theater
Oh,
play.
okay.
It's a little over 2 hours. There's going to be book signings, so some authors there. Hey, you might want to be there.
Right.
Some authors will be there. So some music. So it's going to be more than just a play. Like there will be several events going on that day.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
All right.
So we're really excited about that.
Yeah, that's kind of interesting. And that's
And a really great cast. I mean, there's only four major characters and a minor. So, five characters that can hold your attention for over 2 hours. That's a lot. But
yeah. Are you
uh,
gonna do like an intermission or anything, or?
yeah, so we will have an intermission, and that'll be a good chance to, get some concessions, that kind of thing.
Yeah. So
The
the train station has food and all that. So
Yes, yes, they do. So that'll be a nice little break for everyone. And you want to get the Kleenexes because this is a tearjerker. I mean, I
hmm.
really feel like people are going to be very emotional, and we will put out some trigger warnings and that kind of thing, just to let people know the content. And, it could be at a time when you're just not ready to view a play.
Yeah.
Of this magnitude about, serious topics.
So is this the first time it's being performed?
It is the first time. We've had readings of it, but this would be the first time that it's actually performed.
How
And
how long ago did you write this?
so I think this one is about 8 years ago, something like that. I know. So this one's co-written with Michael Radford. And at that time, both of our parents, like my mom and dad, his mom, they were, all considering leaving their home that they had lived in for, 50 years or whatever and
Hmm.
moving. And so the play Boxes, that's where the title comes from the boxing up of all the things. And as you can imagine, you collect a lot of things over 50 years if you
Right.
live in the same house. And
You're talking to somebody who's moved 50 times. I don't, I don't think
and
I
you
have
still
50 boxes.
and you still have lots of things.
Yeah,
So
I do. So,
it's just one of those plays that as people have aging parents, that they may relate in that way. There's a sibling conflict, so many people can relate to a distance, with their siblings.
mhm,
But then there's the PTSD and dementia. There's just a lot of dynamics in this story, and I feel like most everyone's going to find their character. That's going to be them, and
right.
uh, so it's very interesting.
Yeah, sounds like it. So that's in July. I think you
Yeah,
July
that
the
will
11th or something
July,
like that.
and we'll be promoting that
Hmm.
heavily.
All right. Well, I think that covered everything. Um, yeah. I mean, we were kicking around an idea for a second podcast that may come about, but we'll see how that goes in the near future. We'll give an update on that if and when that happens. Yeah.
We're you know still unstoppable after all this time.
Yeah. Yeah. It's been quite a ride, for sure.
A lot of different directions, but I
Yeah.
guess.
So we have already are talking about next season and who we're going to have on. Do you have want to talk about any of those people?
Well, I think we should leave that a mystery a little bit.
Okay.
But I will say that I think people will be shocked and amazed.
Shocked and amazed.
Yeah.
I wonder who it's going to be.
Mm-mm-mm.
Okay.
Well,
Well, I guess I can't say too much because I don't know too much. We've talked about a couple of people, but I don't know that any of them have been booked. But yeah, so it'll be, I'll be shocked and amazed right along with everyone else, I guess, when it happens. So,
I'm like the what would you call me? I like the scheduler, but
the scheduler. Yeah.
yeah. Well, luckily we have made some good connections, and that always helps because sometimes you get a guest you never thought you'd have a chance of interviewing,
Yes,
and
that
then
is true.
falls into place, and you don't even have to work that hard sometimes. And then some of them you work really hard and you still don't get. And
Right. Yeah. Well, I mean, that's kind of the way that's kind of the way it goes, I guess. So, yeah.
we'll go back to shell games. It's kind of like a shell game.
Yeah. There you go.
Yeah.
Just so you know, the last time we have done an episode like this, it was just you and I, and that was on Christmas Eve.
Christmas Eve. Well,
Yeah.
that seems like a longer time ago than it was, I guess. But
Yeah, I mean, it seems like that was forever ago, but it's only been a couple of months. So
yeah, well, we may be doing another one. Who knows?
that's right. Alrighty. If there's nothing else, I guess we'll call it a podcast and get this one released. Sorry.
Well, I do think, it's a good time to say thank you to all the people that are listening, like faithfully each week. And, some people have been with us since the beginning and kept listening. And, so I feel like that's kept us going. I mean, obviously, if we started doing these and our audience didn't grow, we had 5 people
Right.
every week. Yeah, we probably would not have made it till starting year 5. So, thank you to everybody that is out there that, does support us, does like share the episodes or, invite your friends, all of that. I appreciate that. We appreciate that.
Yes, of course. And also, I have to, I mean, I think you were going to do this, but I'll do it. I have to thank our listeners in Ghana. They're really coming through for us in the last couple weeks. They're actually number 3 still, ahead of Canada, which is surprising. But yeah, I'm kind of excited about that. So thank you, people who are listening in Ghana. We
And
appreciate
come on,
that.
Canada, get with it.
Yeah, yeah. They're like a distant fourth. I mean,
Yeah.
it's really bizarre, but I mean, I don't know
Well,
why.
I know people in Canada that, like Newfoundland, different provinces there.
Right.
Uh, So they, I feel like they can like catapult themselves closer to number 3.
I mean, they had been number 3 for the longest time, but Ghana's kicking their butts. So
Yeah, Ghana's gonna hold on to number 3.
yeah, apparently so. For a little while, probably this month they will anyway. But yeah, it's just surprising. I mean, you never know where people are going to listen from, and we do have a pretty wide. I mean, most of our listeners come from the U.S., obviously, but around the world, I mean, we're heard in a lot of countries. So
We are international. I mean, we do have a following, so
yeah, it's kind of interesting. I mean, just when we first started this, it's like, well, I just want to do it because it sounds cool. Let's do a podcast, and yeah.
yeah, maybe some people in Kentucky will listen to us and
Yeah.
our friends, our family.
Right, yeah. And now we have people around the world who listen to us, so that's kind of cool. So.
Well, I mean, I hope they're laughing with us
And not
at
at
us.
us. Yeah.
But, whichever category you happen to be in, just keep listening.
Yep, there you go. All right, well, thank you, everyone, and we'll talk to y'all soon.
Bye.
As always, if you have any questions, concerns, or comments, you can send those to Kat at iWritePlays@outlook.com, or you can write to me at backstorysessions@gmail.com or Matt@level11ventures.com. Thanks for listening, and we'll talk to you soon. Take care.